Hey guys, welcome back to the High Homes YouTube channel. Today we are bringing you our first client talks. Today we have a chat with Alexandra and Jaro that bought a property with Sam, a dream property in Estepona, and we want to share with you guys their journey, their challenges, how they overcame it, and most importantly, how we at High Homes helped. Listen to this story. Alexandra, Jaro, welcome to the High Homes YouTube channel.
Hi.
You are officially live. You are actually our, second clients to jump on our success playlist. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank
you for invitation.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Awesome. What I would love to sort of share with our High Homes community and our audience, is real stories, of real clients that have done the entire journey. There's a lot of people that use High Homes or our channel as a tool or resource, when it comes to navigating the real estate market, understanding areas, and a bit of everything, But before we go into the property and the hunt and everything, tell us a bit about yourselves, guys. Where you're from, sort of family setup. Tell us a bit about yourselves.
Sure. Should I start?
Yeah.
So hi everyone, my name is Alex and this is my husband Jaro. We're from Slovakia and we have a lively, almost 2 months old son and a little Maltese dog. We love traveling and exploring new places, and yeah, we recently purchased a home in Costa del Sol. So that's been huge for our home. And yeah, we're excited to share our experience with you all.
So, Alex, first of all, how does Costa del Sol come on the map for you guys? You are, thinking of, potentially buying a property abroad. Why Costa del Sol? How do you guys come across our part of the world?
That's a great question. So actually, my husband, Jaro, he's in real estate and I love interior design. So we spent last couple of years investing in properties in Slovakia. But we thought, why not, mix things up a little bit and diversify our portfolio and look abroad. And you always had a soft,
Croatia.
Yeah, he loves Croatia, but I've always had a soft spot for Spain. So I actually convinced him to spend last month of my maternity leave in Costa del Sol, so we could, travel around and soak up the Spanish vibe and, in hope that he would fall in love with it too. And did you?
And I did, yeah.
And the reason behind the purchase, can you share with us, what's going to be sort of the reasoning behind sort of, buying your beautiful property in Costa del Sol? Are you guys going to use it? Are you going to rent it? What's sort of the end goal? Because it's an investment. But tell us about it.
Firstly, we thought that it will be just the investment, but also we just wanted something that we will also use as a family getaway in Spain. So we just spent, as Alex said, that we just spent a month living and traveling around Costa del Sol. And we were just checking for the places and finding the favorite spots on Costa del Sol. And while we were planning our trip to Estepona, we just find your video on YouTube, your Estepona guide.
Nice.
And we really love it, and we use it. It was really helpful to plan our trip there, and we really like the city of Estepona and also the surroundings. So we just started to looking there for an investment. So
it would be both. So as initially he said, initially thought investing, but definitely, we live in Slovakia. We don't have a sea.
We don't have a sea, yes.
So
the sea, and we don't have so many sunny days as you have. So that
true.
was the main reason we love the Costa del Sol. So
our dog, she loves sunshine. So we're like, the whole family loves sunshine and, sea. And we're like, we need to just go somewhere warm,
You guys, you came across our area guide in that case, right? But why did you sort of end up choosing Estepona? And did you also discover other parts before you honed in on that area? How was that process of going this is the location? Because that's a hard one.
Yeah. So
we traveled almost around Costa del Sol,
Yeah.
all around the Costa del Sol, and we really like the Micas area. but since we were looking for something in certain budget, something newly built, and something that will be ready to move in end of 2025 or early 2026. So Estepona was
Had like good options.
good option, yeah, for us.
Yeah, we actually drove. So we lent. It's actually a funny story, but he drove from Slovakia because, you know, because we wanted, well, we were going for a month. We have a small baby. We needed a lot of things.
We have a dog.
We have a dog. So him and a little dog, they traveled for like 2 days.
It was like a road trip with me and the dog. We really enjoyed it. And
yeah, they bonded. I flew in with our little son. And so we started in Malaga, you know, and we spent literally a whole month traveling every single city, you know, from Benalmádena, you know, Mijas, you know, I mean, you're from there. So, you know, we actually stayed close by to Marbella.
Marbella, yes.
But we traveled, you know, all of the literally Costa del Sol cities to kind of really experience it and the vibes and
the feeling when you are personally there, because there's something different when you saw it on video and when you are personally there. So we just have to be there and feel the vibe there.
Yeah. And so we had our favorite spots and sort of like, you know, places that really leave impression on you. And then we started, you know, kind of entering my email address on your websites to get all the brochures.
So actually that's a really interesting, like, you know, moment to ask you guys, like, how was it sort of putting your what I call wish list together? Like, were you guys sort of very clear in what you wanted to purchase? Like, did you guys know exactly, you know, you could visualize the kind of property, bedroom size, you know, was that sort of very clear to you guys?
So we have a bunch of priorities, like, for example, the most important was location, and also, of course, the budget, and also the style of the property, and also rental potential. And also, we are not fans of some massive developments that we are more likely for some small, I don't say big because boutique, but it was not in our price range, the boutique style, but something smaller. So we also were looking for some amenities in the area, like the pool for kids, gym, co-working space, playground for kids, and so on. So, and that's the reason why we find some projects with these amenities and all this stuff, and we find the few of them, and we were just landing on your page that all the projects we wanted, you have in your portfolio. So we are just sending the emails, and Sam was just reacting that here's the brochure for these, brochure for these.
It's actually really, it was very funny because, like, whenever we, you know, first discovered your website, and then whenever we were driving through Costa del Sol and saw, like, ooh, that looks interesting, we wouldn't even go to Google. We would just go on High Homes page, and like we would be like, okay, they have like the best descriptions, best photos. Oh, I'm gonna add my email, you know, and like I'm gonna get a brochure, and like I would always have like Sam, you know, reaching out, and like I think one time he joked like, Alex, like, just tell me what do you want to, you know, what do you want, because you're like entering email address so many times. So yeah, that's how we got in touch with Sam, actually, who's been like massively helpful. So I guess we had a long list of priorities. You know, Sam definitely didn't have it easy. Sorry, Sam.
You know what we call Sam in the office?
No.
Bam Wham.
Oh.
It's Bam Wham Sam. He's a proper rock star. And I remember when you guys were working with him. I heard your names around the office a lot. You know, about all the different developments you're looking at. Actually, perfect moment to sort of ask the question: what was it like working with Bam Wham Sam?
Oh, he's been incredible. Like, honestly, I don't know how he put up with me. We shared our initial requirements with him, and he was always super quick to respond. He came back with like amazing like options that really fit our criteria. And like what was mind blowing really was like how quickly he set up all the viewings, because we spent a month traveling and picked out our favorite spots, and then so we kind of knew the areas, but we didn't really like, I think our fault, we didn't really reach out to you guys until like, I think it was like last 2 weeks or last week of our stay.
Last week.
Yeah,
It was last week, yeah.
Sorry. So he literally had just a couple of days and we were like, you know, like we're leaving in like 3 days. Can we see this? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to make it work. And he really did. Like, it was great. So like he managed to, you know, arrange those viewings. He was, you know, because we were new to the Spanish real estate market, he was like asking developers like some really good questions that we hadn't thought of. And those
really matters that some of the questions were why we decided for the particular project.
Yeah, like questions that actually made then decision making so much easier. And then Sam also, he like connected us with like trusted legal partners as well as like mortgage experts. And you know, he also coordinated like with your rental department to create this like rental potential report for us, which was super helpful. And I think that really helped us to make our final decision because, you know, we were considering renting, but also using. So we wanted to make sure that during the months that we would be renting, it would have like that good, you know, return on investment. And that report really showed us that it would. So that was super, super helpful. And like even now, like, you know, we're still in contact with Sam. You know, I was chatting to him this week, like, how is it looking? Is it still like, you know, on track? Can we get the keys this October, December? Because we're obviously eager to like, you know, get the apartment. And he offered to take pictures for us, which is like, oh, wow. So like, Sam, if you're watching, we're waiting for those pictures.
Awesome.
Yeah, but like, he's just honestly best experience, super smooth, enjoyable, no stress. Because we don't speak, well, I learned Spanish in school, but you know, it needs a little more work. So yeah, like we don't speak the local language. We were so new to the market, and like literally High Homes teams like made it all super smooth.
And he also helped us with personal questions, like to find some ideas for the nurseries and schools for our kids. If we should relocate someday, and
yeah, because we were like, you know, what if we like love it and want to stay? Are there good options for international?
A lot, by the way, that happens a lot. So like, you know, be prepared to like, you know, taste what it's like to live in Costa del Sol, and you go, oh, I can imagine myself living here, and all of a sudden, you know, like that happens a lot. Trust me.
Yeah, so he's been super helpful. You know, he like sent me a list of like top schools, and you know, now I have that handy. So yeah, we cannot be, you know, grateful enough for all the support and help. So
that's so amazing, guys. That's so amazing to hear. And actually, like my next question is, you know, you arrive on the coast, you start investigating or, you know, discovering different areas, and you hone into an area. Then, you know, you speak to Sam and you start looking at all these options. It comes a moment that you walk into, you know, a developer's office, or you get presented with a plan, and you have that, okay, this is the one. So how is that? How is that like, you know, how is decision making? You know, what's it like to make, you know, what's it feel like? The emotional side of it, you know, what is it like to make the step, make that jump? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so for us, the really like kind of wow, this is it moment was when actually it happened during a viewing, because you know, a lot of properties, they sort of like take your, you know, top priorities, but I feel like it's not until like you're there and you kind of feel that like this just feels right. So for us, it was, you know, literally at the viewing, we were just so impressed. Like, you know, we really love the fact that, you know, it has a great rental potential, you know, because it's close to Estepona and like close to the beach, close to the like golf resort. So like, yeah, it's gonna rent super well, right? But like that feeling, because we were really looking for like also residential area and quiet, peaceful area, and like coming there and being like, wow, like it actually is everything what we dreamt of, you know. And property we haven't even been considering as much because it's a little over the budget. But coming there and being like, you know, you just have that warm feeling. It's actually
all the cons just
you just forget about all the cons. You know, you just think about the pros. And like we came back, like we just couldn't let it go. I remember like we had other viewings afterwards, and we were like, we just couldn't let it go. And we went back the same day. It was sort of like embarrassing because we parked further away from like the developers, you know, meeting point, because we didn't want them to think that we're spying on them. But were just
they saw us anyway.
They saw
so
us.
And they saw us.
Because
they
covert operation.
It was a little bit embarrassing, but we were just like, we need to go back, you know, and we need to explore. And we were just like, wow, like we just have to make it work. Like I feel like, you just need to have the feeling. It's not just what ticks on a paper, but like really being there and experiencing the vibe. I think that's what
helped us to make the final decision.
So just kind of us seeing each other in that apartment, already thinking about being there.
This is so nice. Like, honestly, it's so amazing to like hear it firsthand, because obviously I've heard everything from Sam, and it's just so lovely to like hear the real sort of story behind the sale, no? And it's nice to really, see how happy you guys are. How is it sort of post reservation? So like, this is something that people ask us on the channel, like, how does the post sale, everything's nice and flowery up until you need to make the decision, and then you need to get a legal sort of lawyer involved to help you with the process, signing, making payments. Tell us about that, sort of behind the scenes. How does that feel from so far away?
Right. I'll start.
Yeah,
and you can add in your thoughts. Yeah. So, not gonna lie, like, this is our first investment abroad, so we were a bit skeptical. So actually, Jaro, sorry, like you're in
real estate, but just in Slovakia.
Yeah.
So it was something new for me. It wasn't that much different. That some things are really similar to our law system, but some things are new also for me. So we didn't know what to expect.
Right.
So it was really helpful that we were connected to the lawyer from Sam's recommendation. Yeah, and he really helped us with everything, and he just drove us to whole process. Like
we had so many questions, like as Jaro said, like he's a lawyer. He works in Slovakia in real estate, but the countries are a bit different. So I think we were a bit nervous, but again, as he said, like Sam introduced us to an amazing lawyer, and he was super approachable. Like we had questions, we weren't really familiar with all of the steps, so he explained to us what is going to happen and when. And then every time we kind of if something was like a bit different, we kind of came back to him, and he said, no, this is like standard, don't worry. I actually think what really helped is also your YouTube videos. So like every time you come out with like anything, you actually had a lot of really helpful videos about the process. So like we obviously watched all those.
Yeah, and when we saw it, we were just, oh, okay, that's
it's normal.
It's normal there, yeah.
Yeah, so like that reassured us, but really like our lawyer is like literally there every step of the way, and Sam, as well from High Homes team. So like obviously we had some questions, but they were always clarified, and everything is just going really smoothly. So what I've been, impressed is like how everything can happen even without us being there, like because we live so close. Like we actually flew in to sign the
power of attorney to our lawyer.
Yeah, so we actually met the lawyer even in person. So but even I think if you don't have that possibility to do that, it's still it's still fine, because I feel like everyone was super professional, and they're clearly always, explaining what the steps are. And it's very, I think maybe because Costa del Sol is like used to, a lot of abroad investment, just like I was worried that if we don't speak local language, that's going to be an issue, but that wasn't an issue. Like everyone spoke.
That's totally right. Like I think if you go to other parts of Spain, like I know you go and buy a property somewhere in the middle of Spain, it's not going to be the same experience. Like everything, everyone on the Costa del Sol, like there's so much international it's such an international community, there's a big international sort of market. So like everything is as easy as possible,
Yeah.
Sort of very straightforward, and I think it's one of the easiest places to buy in the world. Like it's and also buyers are very, very well educated nowadays. And so
thanks to videos.
Well, I mean, it's a tool, and it's amazing. Like it's amazing to hear that you guys really sort of follow the channel as I know you do, and sort of use the videos as tools. That's exactly what we want to do. We want to just be offering value, and like. We say things as they are, no sort of filters. Like when there's something that's not nice, we talk about it. And when there's something that is nice, we talk about it. And, we basically talk about everything all the time. And
It's very small.
Yeah, that's what we like. That also there were some issues with the new tax. Yeah,
Possible like government, introducing the like
Yeah,
we were worried about it, but
and you made the video about it. That we like that you made also the videos about the not just the nice side of the things, but also the
like how the things actually are,
Yes.
to help the buyers be
100%.
super transparent.
You guys have gone through the process, right? So, you started, I always say that in real estate, there are 3 stages, right? The first stage is where you don't know what you don't know, right? And then the second stage is that, you know what you don't know. And then the third stage is, what you know. I consider you guys to be in the third stage, right? Where you know now what you know, right? And it's a learning curve, right? It's learning. You have expectations, and then your expectations are, hit one way or the other. You come across challenges. You come across emotions, making the jump. Big financial decisions. So very long-winded introduction to the question, but the question is, if you had to give some advice, based on your own experience to people which are watching you right now, which are potentially coming over in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, and are gonna sort of do the same thing and buy a property to relocate, what sort of advice would you give, buyers which are looking at this video right now?
I would say, go for it. It's worth it. Even if you have questions, there is always, team and people that are going to support you throughout the way. If you're looking to buy a property in Spain, I would definitely say, reach out to High Homes team, because, we've also, like, really just being transparent here again, right? Like, we've been in touch with other companies and real estate agencies, but, no one really went that extra mile, right? Like, I think your team and your company is just, the crew is amazing. Like, I feel like you always have the buyer's back. You can be, super supportive and give a genuine advice. And we were just like, we had an amazing experience. Everything was not just smooth, but also enjoyable. And we couldn't be more grateful. So I think Costa del Sol is beautiful. It's just has a great, potential. It's a great place to live. Like, we just spent a month there, but we loved it. And like, I feel like if you're looking for like either investment or home away from home or relocating, permanently, there's so much options out there. And High Homes team is going to help you to find what you want.
What made sort of close to the video? That's the best part. Awesome. I just sort of, wrap up by saying, thank you for sort of sharing your experience and jumping on the High Homes YouTube channel. There's going to be loads of people watching this. Great to, share some real success stories. So guys, I'm really looking forward to see you in Spain, and see you soon. Hasta luego.
Can't wait. Hasta luego.